Today and throughout this chapter, we're going to be talking about transformations. One transformation we have when we just slide something left or right, up or down, where it maintains the same image is called a translation. When we turn something, that is called a rotation, and when we flip across a line, we're going to be doing a reflection, which is what we're doing today. Here, this picture is a really cool picture that I'm going to give Mr. Kirkner credit for, and you guys are going to be really happy he showed this to us. This shows, basically this image, it's a reflection. It's a rotation. So this image is really, really cool. It has a whole lot going on there. Okay, so reflections. A reflection is a line that maps a point to its image. So mapping a point to its image. In this case, the original, what I like to call the original, and I think I may have spelled original wrong, is called the pre-image. Since we're mapping across a line and the point is on the line, the new point, which we call A prime, or the new one, is called the image, is actually on the line. But when our pre-image and our image are not on the line, it's the same distance from the line. So our line becomes the perpendicular bisector. Our first example, okay, make sure you have this drawn in your notes. So when I draw this example, I'm going to be drawing, I'm actually not going to be graphing that, I'm going to be graphing a new one, J prime, K prime, L prime, and M prime across the line x equals 1. This J is 1 unit away. So I go 1 unit in the opposite direction, and this is my new J prime. K is 2 units away. K is 2 units away. That is K prime. M is 1 unit away. I go 1 unit in the opposite direction. I don't go 1 unit this way. I have to reflect across this line. So this is my new M. L is 1 unit away. L is 1 unit away. L prime is 1 unit away. So we have this new image. Example 2. I want you to re-graph this out. I know it seemed tedious, but you're going to get confused if you have more than one graph on a more than one image on a graph. Now we're graphing across a line y equals 2. So again, I'm going to cross J prime, K prime, L prime, and M prime. L, 1 unit away, 1 unit away down here, so that's L prime. K is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo, sorry about that. 3, 4. So this is my new K prime. J is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. I'm going to extend my page a little bit. Gives me that annoying blue line, but what are you going to do? J prime. M is 1, 2, 3 units away. 1, 2, 3 units away. M prime. So this is what our graph looks like reflected across this line. If I were to fold along this line, this image would land right on top of the pre-image. Okay, now reflections across different things. We're going to be reflecting a point xy across each one of these. The x-axis, the y-axis. If I could write today, I apologize. I'm a bit flustered this morning because my technology wasn't working with me. I'm going to demonstrate to you how this changes. So I'm going to use the point 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So I have this point 5, 3. See my technology not working with me? Isn't this fun? Okay, so when I take that point and I reflect it across the x-axis is here. If I reflect across the x-axis, it's like reflecting across a y equals line. I'm 3 units away, 1, 2, 3 units away. So what changes? The y becomes negative. So a reflection across the x-axis makes our y's negative. It's the opposite variable becomes negative. That's how I remember it. Reflecting across the y-axis. Reflecting across a y-axis is like an x equals line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5, 3 changes your x. So again, the opposite variable changes. Now reflecting across a line y equals x. I'm going to do purple. Okay, so remember, the perpendicular to this line would be basically through the diagonal of that square. If you continue that diagonal through one square, we have that point right there, which is the coordinates of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice what changes. X's and y's flip. So this becomes y, x. Okay? Remember, this is how we found an inverse of a function last year in Algebra 1. Okay. Now, reflection, graphing this quadrilateral, so graph this in your notes and let's reflect it across the x-axis. And again, you might need to pause the video, but I'm going to be graphing my new A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, and I'm going to reflect across the x-axis. So x-axis, xy, becomes x, negative y. Opposite variable becomes negative. So A prime is going to become the point 1, negative 1. So 1, negative 1. B prime, I'm going to label that A prime. B prime becomes the point 3, negative 2. So B prime becomes 3, negative 2, 1, 2. C prime becomes 4, positive 1. Opposite of 1 is negative. I'm sorry, opposite of negative 1 is 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1 unit away, 1 unit away. C prime. And then D prime, which is 2, positive 3. 1, 2, 3. I can't write this morning because I'm flustered. I hope you guys like my song. Who says I'm not fun? So that's our reflection across the x-axis. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to reflect across the y-axis. Y-axis, remember, xy becomes negative xy. Now I laid out all those points on the last one. And I thought about it, and I thought you guys would be asking me, do I have to lay out all those points? No, if you can see it visually, that's fine. So my A prime across the y-axis will come over here, and this is A prime. B, which is 3 units away, is 1, 2, 3 units away. C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. C prime. D is 2 units, D is 2 units. And we have our reflection across our y-axis. And I know it's sometimes hard for students to see this visually, but if you fold along this y-axis, you're going to see one image lying on the next one. Okay. Lastly, across the line, x equals y. Now what I would recommend you do for this one is write out those points. Because you know what? You might get confused. And why not show me some work? Because you know what teachers love doing is grading work. So I can give you partial credit. 1, 1. Since 1, 1 is on my line, that stays exactly what it is. B flips and becomes 2, 3. C, -1, 4. D, -3, 2. Now plot those points. B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's A and A prime. C, -1, 1, 2, 3, 4. D is -3, 1, 2, 3, +2. And so this is what our quadrilateral looks like. And this one is the hardest one, I think, for students to visualize. But if we were to fold along this line, you would see that this flips up and is up there. Okay, I realize I am not here, but I'm telling you directions right now. Please go on Schoology and make sure that you work on the homework for 9.1. There is some review for a final exam from chapters 1 and 2, also on part of this homework. Okay, so please work on that now. Do not cause the sub trouble.